So this event, as you guys have heard me say, would not be possible had Blake not had the generous support of Wolverine Boots. And joining, as you heard, Scott Schlessel yesterday morning, and then, of course, earlier in the show, talk about the commitment not only to support this endeavor, to support Michigan student-athlete NIL, but to form relationships. And it's fitting that theme is kind of being forwarded by a former Michigan student-athlete herself. So, Courtney, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me, and thank you for raising the awareness when it comes to all of the great offerings of Wolverine Boots. So this great, see, I have one now. Get that on camera. Can you get that on camera? Can you zoom in a little bit, please?
This is the same shirt jack that you may have seen Blake arrive to the Indiana game. He stepped off the bus wearing this. We love to see him sporting Wolverine.
Yeah, you're going to see me sporting that as well. But
Very nice.
But Courtney, can you talk about what I just touched on? That it's not just because there are a lot of companies that might get an NIL relationship or partnership because it's a student athlete endorsing their product. There's a benefit to that. But you guys have gone a step beyond at Wolverine where you're forming relationships. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously the whole world of NIL is pretty new for marketing. It's the new frontier. So a few years ago when NIL was first coming about, we thought, let's dip our toes in the water. Let's see if this is right. But ultimately, as a brand, we want to forge authentic relationships. We don't just want to have our logo, plastered on a player. I still remember that first conversation that Scott and I had with Blake. It was a Zoom call, and we sat there with Blake, and we said, hey, Blake, just tell us about yourself. We've seen you on the field, but we want to hear about you. And he started off by going through his family history, and he said, my grandfather actually wears Wolverine boots. He was a farmer. My dad wears Wolverine boots. He has a construction landscaping business. And immediately I'm like nudging Scott saying like, wait, this is perfect. This isn't just a player, putting his stamp of approval on a product. It's a player who has Wolverine in his blood. So that was the start of it, and it has just sort of snowballed from there. As I know you've talked with Scott about, but we've since onboarded several other players into the Wolverine roster.
So what about them? Because I talked a lot about Brick, but what about the other relationships you guys have?
Yeah, well, this past fall, we spotlighted, I think we had 12 athletes on our roster total, but we had a 6-part video series where we told the stories of Blake and his blue-collar roots, but we also, we spotlighted several others, including Ben Hall, who is a freshman running back. And just like an apprentice on a job site, learning the tools of the trade from, the experts of the craft, Ben is soaking up all that knowledge from Blake, from Donovan. So that was a really cool story that really fits Wolverine's DNA. Who else? We talked to Colston Loveland, who comes from Idaho and, has those blue-collar roots too. So. And as a team, the culture that Coach Harbaugh really champions is that blue-collar grit. So as a program, as a whole community, the Michigan Wolverines really parallel what we stand for as Wolverine brand.
Yeah, it just feels like this was a relationship that was long overdue.
Right?
144 years you guys have been around.
Yeah.
And it's really like the last 4 that have come together with Michigan football, which seems to kind of coincide with a lot of success, right?
Pretty perfect. We have very, very similar histories. Wolverine's been around since 1883. Michigan football, we've got Team 144. So we've been around about the same time and have these hardworking legacies. And obviously, with the name like Wolverine and the Michigan Wolverines, it couldn't be a more perfect fit.
So this event today, this toy drive, is amazing. I mean, the line is still around the place. It's amazing to see the level of support that this event is drawing, and for an unbelievable cause, right?
Exactly. I mean, you see people not with just one toy, but with bags of toys and bicycles. It's pretty cool, and to think that this all started with Blake, a college student. Yeah. When I was in college, I wasn't doing stuff like this. And the same just with his NIL revenue. Like, he's not spending it on a shopping spree. He's doing things like his turkey donation. He's putting on toy drives. Just goes to show the incredible character of Blake, and we are so proud as a brand to be able to help support him in putting on events like this. It's truly remarkable.
Well, one of the things that has come across in talking to and listening to fans is it means something to them, companies that support who they support who they love. So already fans are like, man, I got to get into Wolverine. And it's a step further, a step beyond when they see, okay, and they're giving back to the community too. So fans who might be watching right now and they want to know, what from Wolverine should I add to my closet? What are your go-tos, Courtney? What are your first 2 or 3 things that you grab when you go?
Sure. Well, obviously this is our best-selling Bucksaw shirt jack. We come out with new colorways every season, and I always have to snag the latest one. But also on the boot side, I'm currently wearing our boot called the Floorhand Romeo, and I put it to work, at DIY projects at home, but also it's just a casual boot that I can wear around. All of our stuff is just so genuinely, obviously I work for the brand. I'm a little bit biased, but all of our products, like I stand by 100%. My entire family is getting Wolverine for Christmas this year, as always. So
the shirt jack is outstanding.
Isn't it?
It's outstanding.
And I have to plug, there's a promo code that we're circulating, and your listeners are welcome to use it too.
Wait, pay attention. Okay, what's the promo code?
The promo code is MAIZE, M-A-I-Z-E, and you get an extra 20% off when you buy any 2 items from Wolverine.com. Everything's already on sale. We've got our best deals of the year going on Wolverine.com right now, but when you use code MAIZE, it's an extra 20% off on top of that. Can
you put that on the screen for the people, Ben? The code MAIZE. Put that on the screen for the people. Extra 20% off. Thank you, Courtney.
Absolutely.
Thank you for supporting Blake. Thank you for supporting Michigan Student Athlete NIL.
Thank you for spreading the word about this awesome event. We're happy to be here and glad to have you, getting the word out there.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
All right.